Basically what we're doing is we're mapping the manosphere. That's what I think we're attempting here. And so we have pickup artists, men's rights activists, MGTOW, and the Red Pill. Yeah. What else do we have?
Black Manosphere and Tradcons.
Okay. Why a Black Manosphere? Who's running that, and how that come about, and what's that all about?
So it's interesting. I don't speak for them. I mean, even as Podum, president of the Manosphere, they're like very independent. I get along with them. I actually like them a lot. I found the Black Manosphere to be a lot more masculine than the general Manosphere. They call it the White Manosphere, which I think is stupid. There's plenty of guys who are not white in it. Like, it's not a racial thing. For whatever reason, though, they decided to carve out their own space years ago. They called it the Negro Manosphere. They had their own website. Even to this day, they run channels for this kind of stuff. In my view, O'Shea Duke Jackson is like the leader of it. He has the biggest voice and the biggest influence. They might disagree. He's like, no, I'm not, this and that. But I call him the governor of the Black Manosphere. It's kind of for tongue in cheek. But yeah, they're, for example, when I went after Donovan Sharp with this 3-hour documentary, line item for 3 hours, spelling out with facts and evidence, receipts, text messages, confessions from him about all these lies he told. It was the Black Manosphere who was very supportive of me. They were not because they didn't like Donovan because they caught him lying years ago before I did. I didn't even really know. So they had thrown Donovan. Donovan's like, I think mostly black. They threw his ass out years ago, and he kind of went to the general Manosphere, and he tried, and they didn't like that. They're like, oh yeah, he's a sellout, all this stuff. Well, then I threw his ass out too, and I exposed him really hardcore. It went viral. It had over 100,000 views in like a month, and really did a lot of damage to his business. Thank God. Cut his Patreon revenue by 60% in the first like 15 months, which is his main source of income. I was like really happy to see that. But anyway, they were the ones. A lot of the general Manosphere was like, oh, this is clout chasing. So what, he lied, drama, blah blah blah. The Black Manosphere was like, fuck yeah, fucking go after that guy, destroy him. So they were much more accepting of this kind of conflict, where I was confronting an issue, confronting a fraud. And the general Manosphere was much more like, no, let's get along. We got to all get along and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah.
The Black Manosphere was like, fuck yeah, get that guy.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. And I thought that was something that the general Manosphere should look towards for the action of masculinity. That's what masculine men should do.
Yeah. I want to come back to that, because you definitely like to point out frauds and
I love it.
Attack them. And I think it's pretty cool to watch too. We'll come back, but so I want to dive more into the Black Manosphere. So who are some of the players there? What differentiates it from, say, the wider Manosphere, I would say?
They're very specific about it. Like, it's all about black men's issues. They can be very combative with white people. So that's why I don't even know if there needs to be a Black Manosphere. But since I'm not black, I'm just like, well, if a bunch of black guys want their own space in the Manosphere, then go do that. And if you don't, then don't. As a white guy, I'm not going to get in that mix and tell them yes or no that they should or not. I don't think it's necessary. Like, they're always welcome to just be part of the Manosphere or whatever. But yeah, they can be pretty combative against white people and stuff. So I don't think a lot of them are BLM, but there's definitely like more BLM kind of stuff in there. I don't understand all the issues. I don't take huge interest in the Black Manosphere. But some of the key players, like I mentioned, are O'Shea Duke Jackson, Obsidian Radio. I forget his full name he goes by, but that's like his channel he goes by. Alan Roger Curry was a big player in there for a long time. There's some more channels too. I don't know all of them. But it's definitely its own little space, and it's its own little niche. Kind of like in America, you have like the black community, right? For better and for worse. I'm not saying that there should be, this own distinct kind of thing. But they've done the same thing in the Manosphere. And whatever, man, go for it. Sure. They get along with me pretty well. I'm probably like the favorite white guy. Yeah. A lot of them are commenting, because there's a lot of smaller channels too that have 5,000, 10,000 subscribers. You saw these black guys, like their jaws were dropping on video watching me go after Donovan, because they were like, I can't believe I have to support this white boy in a MAGA hat over this black guy. Because I was just roasting this guy like so hard. I was like, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit that Donovan was black. When I exposed him, it didn't mean anything to me. What mattered to me is he was a liar. He was committing fraud and hurting men by lying to them.
Right.
So I don't know huge amounts about the Black Manosphere, but it's been around for a while, at least since 2015. And it's its own space, and it's what it is.
And the sixth one is the TradCon.
Yeah.
And that stands for Traditional Conservative. And so tell me about that part of the Manosphere?